that real estate in general is much more male dominated?
Yes, yeah.
Because I don't think I've ever seen, like when I came in here, it was like the first time I've seen like an
whole women team.
Whole woman team. So is that like an anomaly? Like
yeah, it's pretty normal. Most guys are in it. It's a pretty tough job, real estate.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a husband and a wife, and you're dealing with two different personalities all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes us really successful in what we do is because we're women and we're nurturers.
Yeah.
And we generally can understand people a little bit better than men.
Yeah.
We can relate to the husband and see the sides of the personality that he's going to adapt to.
Yeah.
Whilst also catering for the wife instead of just being a straight down the line, this is how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Because we're also a no-name brand and we've got our own naming rather than a franchise, we can pretty much tailor however we do anything to how our vendors are.
Yeah.
So we can go, okay, these guys, they don't want to do open homes, they want to do private inspections, or their marketing budget will only allow them to do certain things.
Yeah.
Well, we can tailor whatever we do because we're not governed by any other rules.
Yeah.
And it makes our service, much more personalised.
Yeah.
And I think from being women, we do understand people a lot, not always better than men, but we have that side to us that can ask a lot more questions and we talk a lot more than men, just to sort of dig out as much information as we can, and it just helps know where the vendors are at.
Yeah.
Because they don't always tell you their whole life story up front and exactly what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
They sort of wait for you to deliver the results, and by being able to ask those questions we can really relate to them and understand what they're hoping to achieve.
Yeah. And do you find that you can normally almost, even if they don't tell you, you kind of feel like you know?
You do, but then some people are like, no, we're gonna, we're not gonna sell for a cent less than this, and so you're working towards that and you're trying to achieve that, and then all of a sudden they might turn around. But circumstances change throughout the whole process, and at the end of the day, our goal is to just achieve the absolute best price we can.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they want, we always want to try and get them more, and we generally do.
Yeah. And like, what was it even like for you, like coming into like when you first started in real estate? Like, I'm assuming it would be like, I even know myself being in sales, like it was a male dominated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm lucky because I've had all my life I've been in sales, and I've sold businesses, and I've also had my own company, so I've really mostly dealt with men.
Yeah.
Men are a lot of the decision makers in a lot of companies, and I get along quite well with them because I've always stood up for myself.
Yeah.
And when you've got a sense of humour and a bit of a smart aleck personality as well, they love that, because if there's so many women, I guess, that just bow down to that type of personality, whereas I can speak to a woman, a man, a really soft person, a really hard person. It doesn't matter to me because I just adapt my personality.
Yeah. So you've almost actually kind of seen it as an advantage?
Absolutely. And I think because I've had all that experience with negotiations, first of all, in the past, as well as dealing with men and women. And look, there's some women out there in business who are really, really tough cookies. And there's also some men, but I just think if you just be yourself and be who you are and always tell the truth and be honest with them, well, you can't really muck up.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same as what I do with my kids, like raising teenagers. You know, a lot of my girlfriends have had kids who I'm like, oh God, I don't want mine to get to that age. But I'm lucky mine are 17 and 15, and I've used those same principles with listening to people and understanding their needs as how I've raised them, because there is no discipline I can do with one kid that will work with the other, and vice versa. So I think if you've got a personality in sales that you can adapt to every different situation and every personality, then you can't go wrong.
So do you say like you would almost like the way you raise your children is like reverse engineering them, like what you do in sales?
Exactly, that's right. Or the way things that will work for my son won't work for my daughter. And because their personalities are so different, if she needs help with something or she's struggling with an issue, it might be a friendship group. If I was to say the exact same response, I know she gets a little bit more sensitive than my son. So if I was to deliver the same way I would to my son, it's not going to come across as good as what it is for what it would my daughter. And it's the same with a vendor that you meet. If I walked in with the same presentation every time and I was just a robot, it's not going to work because I'm not adapting, I'm not listening to what their needs are. And when you know what their needs are and you know how they want this to work, then you can deliver the service because they've just told you so by the questions that you've asked. So it's all good fun.
I think that's really, like, I mean, I don't have kids myself, but I think that's such an important point, because I think a lot of parents make that mistake, like they treat their kids
the way that they want to discipline, and I even know when I've talked to, whether it's vendors or children or friends, you know, everyone, there's no two people that are the same, and there's no two people that will respond emotionally to the same thing. So if, whether it's my vendors, if I've had an issue that's arisen, whether it's a contract that's fallen over on finance or something, and you've got to deliver that bad news, it's just getting on the phone and doing it in a way that you'll know that person will understand it. Some people just want the facts, like Joe, just ring me up, I just want it straight down the line. And others you kind of need to have a little chat to and say, look, I know this is going to be, you know, a bit disappointing, but don't worry, we've got another backup buyer. And by delivering it the way that you know suits their personality, you've always got their best interests at heart. And when you take the focus off, you know, what you want, and you actually do what's absolutely best for them, whether it's their personality or the results, or, you know, they can't not be happy with your service because you've catered it personally to exactly how that person operates.